Hello, everybody. It's me. I don't know exactly what day this video is going to air, but I gotta tell you, I am so excited because you all just got me at 5,000 subscribers in 4.5 months, and I am to the moon excited. I never expected this kind of reception, and it's because of all of you who've taken the time to support me and my channel, and I am forever grateful. For those of you who are new, my name is Jason. There's a lot of new subscribers coming in. Again, anyone who doesn't know how to, all you have to do is go across from my name. I think it's over in this direction. Go across from my name and you'll see the subscribe button. Go ahead and click that and it'll subscribe you to my channel. It's free. You won't be bothered. If you want to be reminded when my videos come on, just make sure you hit the alarm bell. It's not set for notifications when you subscribe, so you have to hit the alarm bell to be subscribed. So again, thank you all so much. I hope you know what it means to me. This is going to be a series of celebration videos. So it's not just going to be this one, it's going to be several. And I thank you all for joining me. A lot of you have asked me my background. I was trained in art history. I am a metalsmith, I'm a silversmith, and currently I am an auction curator and advisor. So that's my full-time thing as of right now. I've sold on eBay for 26.5 years or 27 years. So I am kind of a pro when it comes to eBay and the understanding of resale, specifically in vintage jewelry, both fine and costume. Okay, so now we're all caught up on the new people that have come in. Thank you again so much. And today's video is going to be relatively quick because, again, you know how I'm always saying I'm oh so busy. Oh, this vase, before I forget, this is in one of my short feeds, and you had also graciously asked to see it up close. Look at that. And is it historically important? No, not necessarily, but just after the turn of the century into 1900, 1910, and it is Bohemian glass. It was priced at $19.99, and if the form was more of a vase, it would be worth $300 to $700. I know it's a wide range, but as a little picture, a ewer, it's probably only worth around $125 to $145, and that might be stretching it a little bit, but I loved that. And the short got 8,600 views in like no time. So thank you again for supporting my short feeds, because I have so much fun doing those. I really do. That's my new form of expression, and I thank you so much. As to today's video, so this book is going to be extremely helpful to all of you who have come here today. It's Colored Gemstones, and it's by Paul Deasy, D-E-A-S-Y, D-E-A-S-Y. Paul Deasy. I want to make sure I got that right. And this book is incredible. Now, I have a gigantic library on everything from antique to vintage jewelry, Victorian, Art Nouveau, Art Deco. And then I have a very large library of gemstone books. And the reason I bring this one out is it is one of the most user-friendly, according to me. This is only my opinion. And on the inside of the book, it talks about specifics of the 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat weight. By memory. It talks about color. It talks about what is the best in both size, color, clarity. It talks about a lot of this. It talks about treatments briefly. So it gives you a little bit more, I guess I should say it gives you a little bit more information than the average book. And then it breaks it down. So there's a section on abalone. It gives you specifics on hardness, toughness, specific gravity, composition, and then it gives you a visual of what abalone looks like. Alexandrite. So it'll talk about alexandrite, it'll talk about the color change, it'll talk about what to look for in the gemstones, different colored garnets. So a lot of books will touch on garnet, and then they don't break it down into such depth. Amethyst. And it gives you just basically the most useful, I like to say, rather than pull it offline and not have it in your hand, there's something different about learning from a book in your hand, because it involves several senses rather than just one. And then aquamarine. And I learned, I guess when people question me about my library and how I learned all the information that I've retained over the years, is because once I read it, if I didn't remember it, I went back immediately and studied it again, aquamarine, and it talks about its application in jewelry as well. So it doesn't just talk about the stone. It's not a dry lecture. It's not a dry lecture of, talking at you in a way, but the way it's laid out is so user-friendly. So I highly recommend this book on colored gemstones. Amazing. And like I said, and then it went into a breakdown of jade. It went to hessonite garnet. Hessonite garnet. So it just didn't give you a chapter on garnet and then briefly mention each, kind of broke it down more specifically, and it's very user-friendly. So I hope that's going to help you when you go into looking for a book on gemstones. And that's what today's video is about. So years ago, and this is, a celebration because you got me to a milestone, and I figured I had to talk about several things, but I wanted to hone in on gemstones and how I've applied my information out in the field. I went to a flea market approximately, this is hard to remember, approximately 15 or 16 years ago. And it was a big one. And I bought this vial of gemstones. So I bought this container of gemstones. And at the time, it's not that I wasn't sure that I was going to buy it, but the dealer wanted 350, and I navigated it down to 300. I wasn't trying to be cheap, but I was trying to be careful because I didn't want to go through all the stones because there were so many in the vial. And I could already tell that there were opal, and I could tell that there were rubies. I could tell that there were obviously pearls, a few aquamarines, just by quick sight. I could tell by carat weight and size. I not only wanted these to resell, but I also wanted these to set into jewelry and do antique restorations, because there's a lot of times we'll find old jewelry, especially antique, that will be missing stones. So of course I wanted the older cut stones out of here to do restorations. So I'll pour this out in the light box so you can get a little bit more of a view of what is in here. And the reason for this is inside of this box, there was one specific gemstone that was an absolute home run. It was unexpected. At first, I wasn't sure that it was genuine. I thought it possibly could be synthetic because of the color and the internal clarity, and also the way the color was almost too good to be true in a way. So I thought it was synthetic, and I guess you should always go with your intuition when you think you should buy something and take a chance. Buy it and take a chance. It's sometimes, I don't want to say an instant success, but on something like this, I have further proof that my shopping resulted in something fantastic. So inside this box is the treasure that I then set into a ring, put diamonds on the side, and splurged on a mounting that is absolutely beautiful. So that's why you're here. And again, thank you so much for getting me to 8,000 subscribers. We're 8 minutes in. I haven't really covered much. So wait one sec. I'll be right back with you. Thank you again so much. Welcome back into the Lightbox. And again, thank you all so much for hitting the subscribe button and getting me to 5,000 subscribers. So I took the liberty to spill some of the gemstones out in this box, and we're not here specifically today about these stones, but we are here about what I found within the stones. So I'll zoom in a little bit more and we'll focus in. And again, thank you all so much. So this parcel of stones was accumulated over a long time by I guess the gentleman had a pawn shop for a while, as I fidget with all these stones to try and make them go the right way for you. But we're not here about these stones specifically. But look close. So there's actual real garnets, real sapphire. There's rubies. There is some black onyx, a black star sapphire, a beautiful citrine right here. I think that would be, yep, that's in the lapis. Yeah, that's in the lapis family. That's just a pink CZ. That's a blue synthetic sapphire. And you could tell that's one from the 30s or the 40s. But so anyways, let me dump out a little bit more because there's a ton more. Whoops. There we go, getting a little carried away. So this whole parcel of stones was $300. And I was very glad to do it after I, got home and got some sorted. And lo and behold, Oh, look at this one. See, I get lost in these. Let me zoom in a little bit more and get you closer up. There we go. Now we're in the money shot that I love. So look at down here, how the little stones always sink to the bottom. There's emerald, there's rubies, there are genuine sapphire that are very, very small stones. Usually those are very inexpensive, but to get that many is quite difficult. That's a beautiful amethyst, a little on the pale side, but still beautiful. Here I go, getting lost within these gemstones. This one's probably uranium, more than likely. I guess we could blacklight that in a future video for the lovers of uranium glass. So, all right, so I will settle in with saying that once I searched all these stones, I did pull out quite a few, and there's a lot more in the jar still. Lots of rubies and sapphires and very small stones. There are little diamonds within this as well. So there's the parcel that this stone came in. So let me scoot this out of the way. I'm seeing things in here that I hadn't seen before too, so I'm gonna have to take time to really, really sort this. Oh, that might be very, very good too, right there. That might be a moneymaker. I need to sort this a little bit better, but look at the little tiny rubies and little tiny emeralds and sapphires. Those are very good for vintage replacement, like in any sort of fine jewelry that's missing stones or line bracelets. Those are very, very useful. So I'll get my money back, tenfold or 20-fold by this jar of stones. All right, we're going to set that out of the way. We're going to scoot that back, and I'm going to bring in the reason why we're here. And I could talk about this ring for an awful long time. Let me move this out completely. Sorry to fidget, but you know how I get. You know how crazy I get. So this takes my breath away every time I see it, and I haven't seen this for a while, but there it is. And we're talking an incredible, incredible, incredible find within that box. So let me zoom in. Now, the stone was, of course, loose. It wasn't set. Let me zoom in on that and give you all that goodness. There we go. Let me see why it looks a little grainy. I'm not quite sure why it looks grainy, but we'll pop it up a little bit, and I'll hold it right there. Look how dirty my hands are up close. And I did clean my hands before I came on here. All right, it's not about my fingers. Remember that. It's all about the jewelry and about the stones. So let's see. Let me settle that in. I'm going to back out a little bit so maybe it's not so grainy. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put this on a ring stand and see if that'll help. I'm not sure why that looks so grainy. There we go. You know what? I'll just hold it for you. So what you're looking at is a untreated. So we're talking untreated, so no heat was applied to this stone. It is a genuine sapphire. It has been GIA certified. So it is a strong cornflower blue of medium hue. So it's right where it needs to be for sapphire. Could it be darker? Sure. Could it be lighter? Absolutely. We really like to see them in this color range or slightly darker. It is a cushion cut or a modified cushion cut stone, so it is a vintage cut stone. It goes very deep in the mounting, and I have this custom designed. So I had the mounting made later, but you're looking at the stone and we're only focused on that. It's a 5.17 carat, not treated. So again, no heat, untreated, cornflower blue sapphire. It is from Sri Lanka. So it was mined in Sri Lanka, and they are 100% sure of that. It is just incredible. And when you talk about sapphires from Sri Lanka, you have to remember that the very first evidence of mining any gemstones in Sri Lanka was around the 3rd century BC. They've been mining sapphire for at least 2,000 years. So some of the finest sapphires will come out of Sri Lanka. And this is a classic example of what we look for. Look at the way the stone is cut as well. Very deep sparkle, very good return of light back to the viewer. Incredible, incredible stone, incredible color, and just absolutely beautiful. When you talk about notable sapphires or sapphires that are really talked about in, I believe it was in the late 2000 late 2010, 2013. I forget the date of this, but the Blue Belle of Asia was sold. It was a sapphire, and I think it was 392 carats. Yeah, 392 carats. It sold for over $17 million. It was a different blue than this, but sapphires can get extremely expensive. Once in 2013, a sapphire was sold. It was a Burma sapphire, a Burmese sapphire, and it sold for, I think, 7.2 million. And that one was 114 carats. So when you talk about notable sapphires, they can get very large, but it's all about color saturation. And this is a classic example of a beautiful version. So when I got the stone out and I sent it away for testing because I had it looked at locally, you might ask yourself about this mounting. It's platinum, it was hand constructed, and there was a reason for everything on this mounting. The marquee diamonds were hand selected by me, and look at the way that sapphire dances amongst those two elliptical marquees. A very unusual setting from both the side and from the top as well. But I loved the frame of this. I loved the divided 4 prongs, so there's 8 prongs holding this glorious stone. And again, I got lost in its color saturation. I guess I could talk about this forever. I think I'm going to leave it at that for information. But from a $300 investment that I'll be able to sell for several thousands of dollars and do another several $1,000s in restorations and repairs, this stone was basically free when you think about it. So the gamble at the flea market really paid off. And it's what I'm known for, kind of having that magic and allowing these things to find me rather than me seeking them out. It's not like I went to the flea market that morning like, I'm going to source sapphires today. No, the universe and God was watching and provided a beautiful treasure that now I get to be a custodian of. This is just an incredible stone. It's an absolute beautiful ring now that it's together and wearable. I've worn it several times. I just love this. I love this ring very, very much. A $300 investment on the conservative level, the center stone and set as a ring, you're between $22,000 and $27,000. So it's not an inexpensive stone, and it's most certainly not an inexpensive ring at the end of the day. But there you go. So that's the way I'm going to celebrate the first part of the celebration of 5,000 subscribers. It's a remarkable feeling to go through my whole life and feel misplaced sometime. And sometimes I think I feel like I'm the sapphire. I'm not necessarily lost, but it feels amazing to be discovered and to be cherished and to be loved. So you know how I end this? You know you mean so much to me, because you do. You've changed the trajectory of my life, and I very much so appreciate every single one of you. I hope you have a beautiful day, and just remember how much I love you. I do.